Man, you know what? I just have to say, the Democrats are evil. Before we get into this video, make sure you hit like, share my videos, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Also, make sure that your notifications are on and they're set to all. Now, let's get into this. But first, quick commercial break. 2022 has shown us what might be coming. So if you're fed up with everything being so expensive and the threat of inflation hanging over us, it's time to take action. A precious metal IRA uses tax advantage gold and silver to keep inflation at bay and give you protection from financial nightmares. And you'll get a stunning free 3-ounce silver American Virtue coin when you open a qualified IRA account this month. You know what I always say, you can't go wrong with Noble Gold. Call 877-646-5347 to find out more, or visit noblegoldinvestments.com. And remember, there's always a risk of loss, and past performance is not indicative of future results. All you got to do is just simply think about all of the stuff that they're around. I mean, it seems like whenever there's some corruption, they're usually circling around it. The type of people they're usually caught with, like this new young man, a part of this big old scandal with, beating these people for all of their crypto money. Democrats, they were all receiving money from this guy. All of the people who ends up going to prison, like, Jeffrey Epstein, flying around, they all seem to gravitate towards people like that. Weinstein, they're always involved in some type of scandal or corruption, but they seem to sleazily get out of it. Isn't that kind of ironic? And people aren't starting to see a theme. It's amazing how they make a whole bunch of money somehow in the stock market and investments and stuff. How are they all so cool with George Soros and Schwab and all of that? Why do they get all those donations and stuff from them? It appears that they always surround themselves by powerful globalist people or corrupt people or people that's involved with some nastiness or some type of an organization that is tied to something else. They're always a part of some scandal, but it gets covered up by the liberal media. Nobody wants to question why Joe Biden's son was making all that money. But if it was Trump's son making money from Ukraine on a board of a corrupt energy company that he had no knowledge of, people would be having a fit. I mean, no one wants to question why why Biden's son was flying over to China with him and coming back with a $1.5 billion deal. Nobody wants to question that. See, these Democrats have ongoing themes. All you got to do is a little investigation, and you will start to see some clues to let you know who the real bad guys are. The real bad guys are. Isn't it crazy how some of the most violent, extreme organizations and groups all seem to support the Democrats, and yet they never condemn them. Antifa, they all vote for the Democrats. Never once have they condemned Antifa. In fact, Joe Biden said, hey, they're not even an organization. They're an idea. They don't condemn that. Black Lives Matter, all vote for Democrats. And what happens? All of that money they was getting, we don't know where that went. A lot of it went to fund and support Democrats. Interesting. Not only did that happen, but all of the violence, the harassment, all of those things that Black Lives Matter was responsible for, nothing happened to them. They're not condemned. In fact, they're celebrated by the Democrats. Isn't that crazy? How these folks right here are always pushing policies that go way too far. They always seem to want to get their hands on free speech, removing guns. They support things like third-term abortions, fully developed baby. They support these things, and then they do things, real quiet if they think it might be a little embarrassing or too much for the average American to handle. Because normal people that might be for pro-choice, they might be like, yeah, you know what, I'm cool with people getting abortions 3 months, 4 months, but what? 9 months? That's too much. So they don't like to talk about that. They don't like to talk about that. They're always supporting things, trying to pretend that they're doing it out of the kindness of their heart, but really it's done for their own nefarious, motives. Like, saying that we're protecting women's health care, even though, translation, abortions. They like to say things like, we're protecting all of these illegal immigrants. Oh, I'm sorry, they call them undocumented citizens. We're protecting them because we want them to come and get asylum because they're fleeing persecution for some reason, even though we can't tell you what kind of persecution they're fleeing. But they're coming here for a better life and stuff, and the Statue of Liberty and all of that stuff, and we believe we're a melting pot. But yet they will kick those people out of Martha's Vineyard so quick. Isn't it crazy how they're always talking about they need to collect all the guns from citizens because guns are violent and dangerous and all of that stuff? But they never mention all the gun violence that takes place in Democrat-ran cities. I find that ironic. They never bring up all of the shootings that take place in Chicago, New York, all that violence. Isn't that crazy? You just have to question, what are these people up to? What's their end game? Why are they allowing our country to implode and collapse? Why are they making stupid decisions that seem to be counterproductive to our progress as a country? Why would they come out and force everybody to shut down their businesses knowing that the middle class would collapse? Why would they force people to get a vaccine that only really benefited the people producing the vaccine and the Democrat Party who used that as a form of control and to acquire more power? Any regime that is not tyrannical should be in favor of you protecting your own body, making your own choices, but that only applies to abortion to them. See, if they were really interested in protecting our country and making us stronger, they would have never shut down the country on some bogus pseudoscience, only for us to find out that it was bogus and unnecessary, knowing that our whole middle class would suffer. Yeah. See, these Democrats are always into some shenanigans. They're allowing a war to take place over there in Ukraine that they just love for some reason and support, as they blame Russia for everything, even though they could have stopped it. But for some reason, they're encouraging this, even though it's a threat of nuclear war looming over the whole situation. But they don't care because, see, it's bigger than them. They operate like that. It's all about them. I mean, yeah, what's the problem? We pull out of Afghanistan, leave citizens over there, soldiers get killed. All the people who were helping us over there are left to face the fate with the Taliban. The Taliban takes all our weapons. They're celebrating. And what are we doing? Nothing. Joe Biden's on TV line. And I'm going back to get all of those American citizens. Never did. Never did. When will people wake up and realize they are the source of much of our problems here in the country? All of these bad choices that they're blaming on Putin, they're blaming it on the war in Ukraine, they're blaming it on the virus. These are manufactured crises that they actually put in place so that they could work around your conscience and common sense to acquire more power and control over your life. That's all it is. They're not bold enough to tell you we want to get those guns so that later on we can do whatever we want to y'all and won't have any resistance. They won't tell you that we want to silence and censor speech online because it messes up our ability to control your minds, your attitudes, what you think and what you know. See, they won't tell you that. So in other words, they'll tell you things like, it's so we can stop white nationalists and radicals and stuff and protect you. You simple-minded humans that can't understand and decipher the difference between dis and misinformation. Yes, let us be your source of all truth. Now, if people don't wake up, they're going to wake up too late and realize that everything that they loved is gone. Everything that they took for granted is gone. Everything that they complained about in America, they're going to look back and say, that wasn't a problem at all. They told me it was. I believed for some reason that it was. And I fought real hard and made it my mission to give up my rights. And now I realize that those things weren't problems. They were blessings. I should have celebrated America first. I should have celebrated the police keeping law and order in the street. I should have celebrated having a solid controlled border so that we're not invaded and can't vet all these people coming into the country. I should have celebrated that. But instead, I let them tell me that this is all a result of white nationalism and Trump and all of his MAGA supporters. I should have celebrated those things. I should have got on board with the very people that they convinced me was trying to stop critical race theory from being taught, trying to stop transgender kids from living out their truths. Now I've wakened up and I'm in the category with all of those people that they told me were evil. Because once these people destroy our country and acquire all the power, do you think they're going to tolerate any more people complaining? You think they're going to tolerate any of these people that they have, corrupted their thinking and they're running around radical thinking they're fighting for a cause? You think they're going to tolerate Black Lives Matter running through the streets talking about racism and Black Lives Matter? You think they're going to tolerate Antifa hitting people with bike locks and all of that stuff and burning down police stations? Do you think they're going to rule with grace? Do you think all of these people who they have fighting with each other, if they acquire power, all of the people, the useful idiots that they've used to destabilize and destroy and divide our country, do you think they're going to invite all of them to the table? No, it will be a very small group of 1% of globalists controlling everybody else. And all of the idiots who didn't see it would have contributed to that. And once that happened, good luck getting your power back. Easy to give it up, hard to get it back. Just food for thought. God bless y'all. Take care. God bless you. God bless America. Don't forget to hit that like button, share my videos, find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those good things. And please check out Extreme Teas, my sponsor. If you like their products, please click on the link below this video. Put Kevin in a promo code. You'll get a 20% discount. If you'd like to donate to Kevin's Corner, feel free. The links are below this video. If you want to be a part of my $2 a month club, also feel free to do that. All it entails is you simply dropping $2 a month into one of those links below the video. Or if you want, you can drop a nice big fat lump sum in there to offset the stuff that we know goes on with big tech. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Make sure that you are still subscribed. And finally, set your notification button to all, because YouTube is playing games, y'all. Now, God bless you. God bless America. See y'all next time in Kevin's Corner.